I plead the fifth. You've seen it in 100 movies. A witness is on the stand, the prosecutor asks a tough question, and they calmly say, I plead the fifth. It seems simple, but what if you're on the side of the road during a traffic stop? What if the police are at your door asking questions? The way you use this right in real life is critically different, and saying nothing at all can actually hurt you. Today, we're going to cover the ultimate guide to using one of your most powerful rights, the right to remain silent. The Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution gives you the right to not incriminate yourself. It means the government cannot force you to provide testimony that could be used to prosecute you for a crime. And let's clear up the biggest misconception right now. Invoking your right to remain silent is not an admission of guilt. It is you, the citizen, using your constitutional shield that everyone has, whether they're innocent or guilty. In fact, the United States Supreme Court has held that the Fifth Amendment protects the guilty and the innocent, maybe even more so the innocent, who do not want to become ensnared in the criminal justice process because of ambiguous circumstances or any other weird things going on. Literally, the Supreme Court has said it's a good idea to plead the fifth, even if you're innocent. Think about that. Let's jump right in. The single biggest mistake is that just being silent can actually be used against you. This is the single most important part of this video. Most people think that if they just stay quiet, they're protected. That is dangerously wrong. In a 2013 Supreme Court case, Salinas v. Texas, the court ruled that if you are not yet in custody, meaning arrested, your silence in the face of police questioning can be used against you as evidence of guilt. Why? Because you never told them you're using your constitutional right. To be protected by the shield, you have to actively pick it up, just like Captain America. So, when does this apply? It applies anytime you're having interaction with law enforcement and you're being asked questions whose answers could potentially incriminate you. This is crucial during the pre-arrest phase. During a traffic stop, when an officer asks, have you had anything to drink tonight? At your front door, when the officer asks, do you know anything about this incident? In any of these moments, before you are in handcuffs and read your Miranda rights, you have the right to stop the questions by invoking the Fifth Amendment. So, a lot of comments and other videos are saying you have to say certain words, you have to say code words. This is not Harry Potter, and there's not secret language you have to use for a spell. Here is the practical step-by-step guide. You need to be clear and unambiguous. So here are a few phrases that work perfectly well. The simple and direct approach. Officer, I'm going to remain silent. And then we have a second option, the respectful assertion. Officer, I want to be cooperative, but I am invoking my right to remain silent. We have another option, the full legal invocation. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and will not be answering any questions. Now, there's another one too that was made popular by Dave Chappelle in the Chappelle show that was going on when I was in law school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth. I plead the fifth. Just like that. Just like that. When you tell officers that, most of the time they will chuckle because they know it's hilarious and they know what you're doing and they know that you're smart. Think about that. So when you say these words, it might make the situation awkward. Officers might get frustrated. I have seen body cam where people assert their rights and officers get mad. And they get mad because so many people just blindly do exactly what the officer asks without question. So few people assert their rights. Think about that. And then I would argue that the officer that gets mad about somebody asserting their rights, well, that's the exact officer that you always want to assert your rights when dealing with them. Now, in addition to getting frustrated, some officers try to get tricky and they'll tell people, and I've seen this in body cams too, hey, listen, you're making it a lot worse for yourself. Hey, things will go easier if you cooperate. Hey, if you don't be a jerk about things, I'll put a good word with the prosecutor. Listen, don't fall for any of this nonsense. Don't be intimidated. You are exercising a constitutional right. The officer should immediately stop asking you questions about the incident. Now, they may still ask for your license registration during a traffic stop, and you should give it to them because in some states, including Indiana, it's a crime not to give your driver's license or at least your name, address, date of birth. But the interrogations should cease once you say, I plead the fifth, or any of the phrases we went over. Now, if anybody needs one last little nudge, they're still thinking, well, only guilty people would assert their rights like that. If you had nothing to hide, you would just talk with the police. I don't like this advice, Mr. Lopez. Hey, that's fine, but I want to let you know something. Think about this. Police officers, when they're being investigated, whether for drunk driving, whether for domestic incident or, I've seen lots of these, police action shooting. The first thing they do is say, I want to talk to my lawyer. They don't give a statement. They literally get their union lawyer, FOP lawyer, whatever lawyer they have to come with them and make a statement. Now, I would argue if it's good enough for a police officer to plead the fifth, it's good enough for you. So, to recap the three most important points, number one, the Fifth Amendment is your right not to incriminate yourself. Number two, simply being silent is not enough. You must verbally state that you're invoking your right. Three, use a clear phrase like, I am going to remain silent, or I plead the fifth, and then actually remain silent. It's so hard. People love to talk, and I see the body cams. I don't want to talk without a lawyer. And then people just start talking, or they try to explain. All of a sudden, I want to cooperate, but I don't really know a lot. All I really know, stop. Just stop talking. Now, if you've watched this far, I'm going to ask you for a huge favor. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment. Now, I like nice comments, but if you really feel strongly against me, leave that comment too. I will do my absolute best to respond to every single comment. And please feel free to leave nice comments too. People keep writing in the comments as I remind them of Turtle from Entourage. I don't get that at all, but whatever. If you're facing charges in Indiana, give me a call, 317-632-3642. Most importantly, remember to always plead the fifth.